My great-grandfather was born and lived most of his life in Ukraine. His name was Geyfman. He was born in 1870 and died in 1919. During the Russian Revolution of 1917, he moved to Kiev, Ukraine with his family. He was a small business owner during his life, who owned a number of small businesses and shops. However, all of these businesses were destroyed during the revolutions. His sole purpose was to provide money for the education of his children. Although 2 of his 3 children were killed during the revolution, the one child that survived was my great-grandfather, Geyfman. He was born in 1907 and died in 1958. He was sent to school and studied very hard as his father told him, eventually becoming a teacher and a bookkeeper. He was physically unfit for war and could not partake in the training that many of his fellow comrades partook in. In 1941, when the war came to Russia, he sold his bookstore and took his family, fleeing his country to go to Siberia. At the time, my grandfather was only 4 years old. The family returned to Kiev and set up their life again in 1946, until he died in 1958. My grandfather, Valentine Geyfman, was born on March 13, 1937. He was very studious and, unlike his father, very athletic. He progressed in school very quickly and in a young age received a PhD from the Kiev Polytechnical Institute in physics and engineering. At one time, he was also a semi-professional wrestler. He went on to become a businessman, becoming a research and development manager for an agriculture technology company, a very good job, especially for a Jew during communist times. His wife was a bookkeeper. The 2 had 3 boys, Anatoly, the youngest, Peter in the middle, and Felix, the oldest, and my father. His purpose was also to give his children a good education. Although, he says, America was appealing, it was against communist law to emigrate out of the country. My father, Felix Geyfman, was born on August 13, 1967. The oldest of 3 brothers, he was very intelligent and went to a special school for math and science for the most gifted students in Russia. He was taught how to shoot automatic rifles at a very early age. He graduated school and went on to receive degrees in math, engineering, physics, and chemistry. At school was where he met my mom, Marina Azizova, as well. They were married in 1990. Like many, my father was drafted into the war in Afghanistan. He served in the military between 86 and 90, and following the end of the Soviet Union in 1991, him and my mom immigrated to Stamford, Connecticut, soon followed by my grandparents. When I asked my father if he came to pursue the American dream, something that it looks as if he has definitely achieved, he said that Russia didn't have any dreams left. In America, there was the opportunity for a better future, both in the economic sense and in the sociological sense. He came because he wanted to live a free life and raise a family in a free country. With only $80 between my 2 parents to start off with, it's safe to say that both have achieved status. For them, status is providing a good life for their 2 children, me, Jacob, and my 4-year-old brother, Josh. My dad says that he's happy that the Soviet Union dissolved and that he was able to immigrate to the United States. It is clear that throughout the years, the immigration policies of both countries have become more lax due to the shifts in governments, especially the shift from a communist government to a more open government in Russia, which allowed the immigration of my parents.